How we doing? Hope that we are well. Welcome to episode 33 of the Always Better Than Yesterday interview sessions. Thank you for joining. Thank you for catching up on replay. Thank you for checking out the podcast if that is where you are watching. That's where you're listening from, rather. I hope you've had a good weekend. It's me, Ryan Hartley, ready for episode 33 of the Always Better Than Yesterday interview sessions. And if this is the first time that you've come across the interview sessions, let me just say thank you for taking the time. Let me just appreciate you for coming and spending some time with us. And actually, what they're all about is trying to understand the habits and the mindset behind successful and inspiring people. I love to learn from people. I love to learn what motivates people. I love to learn what successful things people do that really help them in their own lives, so that actually maybe I could do some of that in my own life and maybe it make a difference. And actually the whole point of me doing these on a Facebook Live is so that I can share that with you, so that we all can learn and be always better than yesterday. So that's the simple premise. And yeah, episode 33 now. So if you've been here before and you've joined me for an Always Better Than Yesterday interview session, let me just say thank you once more. Please do drop a blue love heart emoji in the comments. Let me appreciate you. If you are listening on the podcast, please do go to my channel. Please do subscribe. Please do leave a review. I'd love to know your thoughts. It would be great if you could do that. And again, if you are watching on Facebook right now, please do just give this a share. If this adds you some value, give it a share. Not necessarily on your timeline. You don't have to do that, but I'd love it if you shared it with one person in their inbox that you thought that this would make a difference to. So there we go. Just sent a few invites out. I'm a little bit bunged up. Here we go. Got some great people on already. Amazing to see you in the conversation. Bill, Haley, Lizzie, Chris, Anna, Jeff. There's loads of you. Happy days. Thanks for joining, guys. Okay, episode 33. Jem, how are we doing? Episode 33 is with someone I connected with probably about a year ago. I connected with this person about a year ago. We're on similar journeys, doing what we love, putting out content that hopefully will inspire people. And I've been inspired by this person, and she's put out content consistently. And I reached out probably about six months ago and said, right, are you going to come join me? And at that point, it wasn't the right time. Now is the right time. So I'm really looking forward to bringing on Hannah Panidis from Germany. And fingers crossed, face and smooth. We're going to have no technical issues, unlike previous weeks. So here we go. It's adding. There we go.
Right.
I've got feedback. Have you got headphones?
I have. Do I need them, do you think?
I think so.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Perfect.
I've got terrible feedback.
Now I can
Is that better?
hear perfectly.
Yes. There we go.
We're on. Great.
We are good.
How are
good
you,
to
Ryan?
see you. Very well.
Good to
How are
see
you?
I'm pretty good. Thank you.
Good. Well, thank you for finally joining me. Do me the honour and the privilege of introducing your good self to the watchers and the listeners.
Yeah. Can you hear me, Ryan? Because no, okay. Yes, I can hear you. Perfect.
Great.
So, Ryan, before introducing myself, I want to thank you for not only inviting me once to this interview sessions, but for inviting me several times. And when you first asked me to join your interview sessions, I remember that I was like, me? What can I possibly share with your community that's bringing value to them? I haven't even found my own way, my own purpose yet in life. And you kept asking me. So here we are 6 months later, and I agreed to join you because I have learned many things that in order to inspire or help other people, it's not important to have it all figured out. And it's not about being perfect, it's about sharing your journey with all its struggles, with all its highs and lows, and the learnings I got from them. And it's about
Absolutely.
stepping out of your comfort zone. So here we
Yeah,
are, outside of
absolutely.
mine.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, and and I'm known to be someone that sees something in other people. Maybe sometimes they don't see that in themselves. And I've been watching your journey for a little while, and yeah, the reason I keep asking you is because is to help share your message and help share that with other people so that they may learn from you, and also so that actually you can feel the benefit of inspiring other people too. So it's really great that you're here. And I must say that this is your second
Thank
language.
you, Ryan.
It's your second language as well. So you're
It
you're
is.
from Germany, and your English is much better than my German. So I appreciate you coming on and coming on with
Thank
us.
you.
So yeah, tell us a
Thank
little bit
you.
about tell us a
So,
little bit about your story and a little bit about your journey.
yeah. So my name is Hannah. I live in southern Germany with my two kids and my husband. My kids are 1.5 years old and 3 years old. And I'm currently in parental leave and using this time to, what do I use it for actually? I'm building an online community
Yeah.
around the topics of physical and mental fitness. I just published my first ebook, which is called Getting Fit for Spring. It's a 90-day program that includes workouts for working out at home, for the gym, as well as a lot of things for, mental fitness as well. So it has different exercises on building new empowering beliefs, on building new habits for yourself. It's an extremely challenging time, as you can imagine, with two little children walking around you all day and you want to build something. But it's the most exciting time of my life as well, because I'm starting to discover this deeper purpose, this why, this mission, and the reason I'm here. I'm in this world, and that's so exciting and so beautiful that I really enjoy going this journey and doing
Yeah.
this.
It's something I see quite a lot is when people have children, they lose their sense of who they are. They get consumed in becoming a parent. And what I really like is that you seem to have this real clear identity of you've got your Fit with Hannah, your profile on Instagram, and kind of what helped you with that journey? What sort of things have you done over the time to create that?
So it's not always been this way. It was
Yeah.
it was and it is a long journey. But I think the turning point in my life in many ways was the birth of my two children. I think there was this complete change. Everything changed. My body changed, my mindset changed, and most of all, my understanding of time, my appreciation of this asset, of this value, time.
Yeah.
So I came to realize that there's only a limited amount of time I have for myself, I have for my children, for my husband. And I began asking myself what I'm going to do with this time in the future.
Yeah.
So with this new understanding of time, I started to think about what job I want to do after parental leave. And I have worked before as the head of marketing and public relations at the local company, which was okay. It was nice, but it definitely wasn't a job that fulfilled me. And, assuming that we work an average of, let's say, a third of all the time we have at our jobs, and I have more than 30 years to go, I thought to myself that I have the opportunity to discover this purpose as we have. I don't know how it is in England, but in Germany we have parental leave for every child you have. You can take up to 3 years.
Oh, wow.
And afterwards, just if you want to, just go back to your old job.
Yep.
And I thought I don't have anything to lose. So I just, I just went on this journey. I had this, I don't know, I had this deep desire to find out why I'm here. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah. So would you say that you're currently doing what you love?
Um, I'm on my way to finding it. I'm
Yeah.
closer than ever before,
Yeah.
but I don't think that I've come to this place where I know exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
So what,
Has it
yeah,
been easy?
no, absolutely not.
Yeah. Tell me a bit more about
Absolutely
that.
not.
Tell me about more some of the kind of the actual, tell me about the reality of the journey you've been on. What are some of the steps that you've taken?
So the first thing is we got rid of our television.
Yeah.
We sold it.
Yeah.
We sold it on eBay,
Yeah.
and we used every minute we had for ourselves,
Mm.
for personal growth, for our relationship,
Yep.
and for our own needs and interests. And I myself, I haven't watched the news for over 2 years now,
Yep.
and I can say with certainty that I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
There is so much negativity out there. We just didn't need it anymore.
Yep.
So, but still, I found myself in this situation where I was searching for this purpose, but I just couldn't find it. It was disappointing for me. I was disappointed because I had this idea that by searching
Yeah.
for this purpose, by brainstorming, by making lists, by writing things down,
Yeah.
at some point I would eventually find it. But it didn't work out this way. So I came up with this idea of, writing down my strength on the one side, and on the other side, writing down the things I enjoy doing, I love doing, my interests.
Yep.
And I thought somewhere in between, if I combine those two, I will find it. So I started to write down my strength. I asked family members, I asked friends, colleagues, what they thought my strengths were. I even bought a book. It's called Strength Finder. I have it here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of it.
Is that
It's a
2.0?
pretty
Yeah. Yeah.
good one.
Yeah. Got that.
I saw you posting about a tool where you can find your
Yeah.
strength the other
Yeah.
day. I think there are many ways to find them, the strength. I took quizzes and tests in order to learn more about my talents, and I came up with this list of skills and strengths I have, which
Yep.
is actually a pretty good one and an accurate one. But in the end, all I knew was that I'm good at writing, I can communicate, I have empathy from what others told me, and some more. So I had
Yeah.
this list, but there was missing the other side, the things I love doing.
Yep.
And I just couldn't answer this question of what is my passion? What do I love doing? I think I was so busy being a mom that
Yep.
I couldn't reflect myself anymore. All I knew was that I have to take care of my kids and they need me. But what about my needs and my interests?
Yep.
I just didn't know it, and it has left me so dissatisfied in a way. I don't know if this happens to dads as well, but it definitely happens a lot to us women, I think.
Yeah. So you get to that point and you're sat with being dissatisfied. And I guess some people might do nothing. Was that the case for
Yes.
you? Like you got to that point, what did you do?
So let me think about it. I think it all kind of changed when I've heard one of my mentors say, he's called Tom Bilyeu, you probably know him. He was talking about that you're not finding your purpose, that you're developing your purpose over
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And you do this by taking action, by trying things out, by experimenting, by testing, by doing all those things.
Yeah.
And it was at the same time that I started watching Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, who obviously is one of the preachers of practicality and documenting your journey and of not overthinking the things you do. So what I did was I started an Instagram account and I documented my journey. I was always into social media. I liked it. It was my job before, so I knew some things about it. And I wanted to lose weight at that point in time from my pregnancy.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
posted about the things I eat, the workouts I'm doing, lifestyle topics in
Yeah.
general, everything that came into my mind, nothing strategic or with a certain
Yeah.
goal. And yeah, then it turned into kind of a fitness channel. I did a yoga and Pilates teacher training, and now I share workouts and everything around mental and physical fitness.
I love that. So your Instagram's doing really well. It looks really good. The content's great. The only problem is I can't
Thank
understand
you.
it because it's all in German,
Yes.
which is good. That's for your audience. That's obviously a
Yes.
very intentional thing for your audience. But
I started in English. That was one thing I tried to. So
yeah,
that's where when we connected a year ago.
absolutely. Yeah, that was when I could
Yes.
understand it.
And yeah.
So with your approach, then you just said about mental and physical fitness. What do you mean by that?
Um, I think we start to think about a topic on a deeper level when we have a pain or a problem that we want to solve or where we need help with in general.
Yeah.
So in my case, it was losing the weight I gained during 2 pregnancies and also get a healthier relationship with food. I was very black and white, healthy, unhealthy. I lived in extremes. So
Yeah.
um, my husband and I, we have always been into fitness and we know countless workout programs. We've bought so many of them over the years that
Yeah.
really I knew what to do. But at that time, by chance, I found this personal trainer of Gary Vaynerchuk. His name is Jordan Syed. And I was curious because I love Gary Vee, and I thought to myself, Gary Vee is not looking for a standard trainer. He must have seen something in Jordan that he liked, that spoke to him. So I signed up for his inner circle, and it took me a few days, the first emails, the first contact, that I understood what it was. There, you have to imagine there was this guy who, without knowing me, without knowing the people on Instagram, he cared so deeply about me that I was speechless.
Mm.
I felt that his mission is to help me and to make me feel that I'm not alone on this journey. I mean, he's a fitness coach, so
Mm.
obviously he has workout programs, he gives nutrition advice, he
Mm.
shares information about every diet that exists and every exercise you may know. But he was different. So you know all, or you may know all the Instagram fitness coaches with six-pack abs and
Yeah.
whose goal is to post as much information about themselves so that they themselves look in a certain way or look good. But he's different.
Yeah.
His goal is to bring as much value to you as he possibly can.
And has that
He
rubbed
make
off on you and your own journey? Has that rubbed off that
Yeah,
approach?
absolutely, yes. He, so there was this guy, he makes you smile, he makes fun of himself, he tells you that he loves you
Yeah.
and he means it. And I, for myself, I knew right away that this is what the people need. This is what I needed in this situation
Yeah.
without even knowing that I needed it.
Wow.
People need someone they can count on and who tells them you are enough as you are and you are not alone on this journey.
Mm.
So I decided with all the skills and strength and values I have, I can do this too. And really from deep down inside, I want to do this too.
Yeah.
So I
It's
started to
amazing.
listen to people. I started to communicate on a deeper level, not so much on the surface anymore. I just cared
Yeah.
about them and I meant it. And I think it was last year when I started posting about my feelings as a mom, as
Yeah.
someone who had an eating disorder, as someone who has fears, who struggles, that people started to connect more with me and
Yeah.
they kept telling me that I helped them so much with what I've said, with what I've written, with my messages. I couldn't believe it. So I realized that I want to build something that is predicated on those values, on empathy, on love. And until today, I don't know exactly what it's going to look like in detail, but I know that those skills around empathy, communication, caring about another human being, that they are in some way a gift, and that I have the ability to help people. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna use this in my community and on
Love
other
that.
platforms and channels that are coming in the future.
Well, I'm grateful I can be part of your journey to help you share that. And you talked a little bit about your ebook that you published. Have you got that available?
Sorry, Ryan, I couldn't hear this.
Sorry, it cut off. There we go.
Yeah.
You talked a little bit a while ago about your first ebook that you published. Tell us a little
Yes.
bit about that.
So it's this one here. I have it ready.
Here's one I
It's
made
a
earlier.
yeah. It's a 90-day program basically, that has workouts in it, that has mental fitness in it, but the idea of it is, how can I say this? What I find interesting is the fact that there are so many workouts available out there. Let's take Google, or better YouTube, as an example. You find everything for every body part, for everything you want to train. It's all out there. But nonetheless, many people don't do those workouts, even though they know it's good for them. So in my opinion, what I see is that there's a gap between the supply, I call it supply, between the knowledge, the workouts that there are outside on the market, and on the other hand, what people actually do with this knowledge. So I think there must be someone, a person, who makes this knowledge accessible for the people so that they can use it, like a translation to the people, like yes, something individual. And it all comes down to their mindset. I call it mental fitness, but I don't think the name is important. It's, mental fitness for me is having empowering beliefs, creating new, healthy, long-term habits, and aiming for long-term success and long-term solutions, not the quick fixes and the quick fat loss and the quick, crash diets.
Yeah.
So, as Gary Vee says, I'm quoting him because I love his content. It's a marathon. You have to watch the whole game, the whole life. It's not a sprint. It's not a short-term thing, especially our health.
Yes.
And mental fitness as well is learning to love yourself and working on your body because you appreciate your body, because you love your body, not because you hate how you look like.
Yeah.
So it's those two parts that are inside. I call it mental and physical fitness. And what it means is that besides working on your body, we have to help people change their mindset about the way they see themselves, about the way they look at workouts, at food, and the healthy lifestyle in general. And
lots of love hearts coming through for that. Lots of love hearts. People are sharing the love. Can you see those up your screen as they're coming through?
Yes.
Give us some more love hearts so that Hannah can see them all coming through. There we go. There we go. So how can people get hold of that ebook?
We have a private Facebook community, Fit with Hannah community, and it's all free. All the content I'm producing is free, so go check it out. It's available in the group. It's a PDF on the very top of the page.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm curious about family life. I've got a wife, 2 kids of my own, and things can be busy, businesses and all. How do you find the time? How do you manage that, being mum, being wife, being entrepreneur?
The thing is, I think I can't manage it always. There are so many questions, especially on Instagram, with moms asking me how I do this, and the truth is I'm not managing it all the time. It's just not possible. But my number one secret to not drifting on, and to not be in reaction mode all the time, is planning.
Yeah.
And it has taken a while until I could convince my husband that we need to make planning a priority, because he's Greek, and a Greek man is spontaneous and he doesn't plan his meals ahead. On a Monday morning, he has zero interest, and I mean zero interest, what the meal or the dinner on Friday night looks like. So, planning sounds boring, but it really does give you freedom and control of your life.
Yeah.
And I could convince him of this.
Yeah. So, what sort of other things do you do? How do you? You talked earlier about you look at time differently. The concept of time. Tell me what you meant by that.
So, what I realized with having two kids is that we have the time we have for ourselves. We have to use it wisely, and we have to actively decide how we use it. And that's why we are doing the following. Every Sunday night when the kids are in bed, my husband and I would sit down together and plan our week ahead. This includes workout times. When is he going to work out? When am I going to work out? We we deal with grocery shopping, meal planning. We have the whole meal for the week planned on Sunday night. We plan our date nights. So every Wednesday night we go out together and we are organizing who's organizing the babysitter, who's booking a table, for example. So we add all those dates in our iPhone calendar, very simple, and we just make couple time a priority, I think. We think that when we are a happy couple, that in a way we act like role models for our kids.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that they understand in a way that we take time for ourselves, for our relationship, and that we work on ourselves. I'm convinced that they can see mom and dad are happy and love each other. And I think that's a very important message we can give them.
Yeah.
I saw you with I think it was with your daughter on Instagram, where you were in front of a mirror, and it was kind of an affirmation that I am beauty, I am love, and I found that so fascinating.
Yeah.
That's definitely one thing that, I share this with my husband, and we want to do this with our children too.
Her phrase is, "I am Brooke Hartley and I am unstoppable."
Yes, that was it.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think it's important, isn't it?
That's beautiful.
I think it's important that kids grow up believing in themselves and that they can do anything if they want it bad enough. It won't be easy, but they can do anything if they want it bad enough.
Yes.
That's amazing. And I've really I've really enjoyed speaking with you this evening. Is there anything else that you would add from a kind of family teamwork perspective that really helps and works for you?
I think this whole notion of this whole belief that you are a team, husband and spouse, you work together, you have one goal together, and this making it a teamwork in a way is very important. Yeah. I think it's important that everyone, both of a couple, work on themselves so that they together can be even stronger. I think that's an important point. That's what I see on our relationship, that the more we work on ourselves, on our mindset, on our growth, on the progress we make in our lives, the more we grow as a couple. And to make it a priority, I think with 2 or more children in your household, you must make couple time a priority. It's not working out otherwise, I think.
Don't just wish for it, make it happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hope is not a strategy.
Absolutely. Hope is not a strategy. You are right. And so my coaching ethos is all around helping people be always better than yesterday. And I'm just curious, what do the words always better than yesterday mean to you?
One of my mentors You see, I have many mentors. I don't even
Yeah,
know them personally, but for me, it doesn't matter. They are
they're
mentors for
making a
me.
difference to you. Yeah, that's all that
Yes,
matters.
absolutely. And it's Tony Robbins who says, if you're not growing, you're dying. That sounds hard,
Yep.
but I think at its core, it's so true and important for us to understand that growth, either personal growth or in a relationship, at a job, etc., is what makes us fulfilled. And this growth is not about beating ourselves up for not being perfect.
Yeah.
We need to love ourselves for the fact that we give our best and that every day we are getting better. So yes, always be better than yesterday, but while loving yourself for the pursuit of being a better person and not
Yeah.
only judging yourself for the actual results.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. Love that. How can people get in contact with you? How can people follow you, reach out? Where can they find you?
so they can find me on Instagram, fitmithannah slash FITMITHANNAH slash. This is where I put out content on a daily basis. And then obviously you can find me on Facebook. I have my official fan page, which is Fit mit Hannah, and a private group, Fit mit Hannah Community, which is more interactive and where I put out my most exclusive content. Everything's free, including the ebook, so check it out.
Amazing. Definitely go and check it out. And if you push our faces, I'm sure that you can push the follow or the friend request button and connect directly. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining. It's definitely been worth the wait. I hope that you've enjoyed yourself, and I hope that the watchers, the viewers, and listeners have found some real value. If there's any questions for Hannah, then do put them through before we head off. And if they come through after, then we'll jump back in and answer them. If you're catching up on the podcast, then please do subscribe. Please do leave a review, and obviously share it with that one person that you think this would make a huge difference to. And I think, Hannah, if I can ask you to leave the watchers and listeners with a final thought from yourself.
The secret to living is giving. That's what I've learned for myself. That's the most important message I think I learned during the last years, that the more you give, the more you receive.
It's like a mic drop moment there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Fantastic. The secret to living is giving. Hannah, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you, and hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. Give my love to your family, and I hope that we speak again very soon.
Thank you for having me, Ryan, and for bringing so much value to your community.
I
I
appreciate
really
that.
appreciate that.
Much
Have a
love,
great
everybody.
evening, Ryan.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye bye.